everybody, and welcome back to Once Upon an Upside. We are doing something a little different this month because there are quite a few new movies airing for both May and June. There's a total of 9 movies between them, right? 9?
Yeah, there are 5 in May and then there are 4 in June.
So we decided to break it up a little bit. We're going to do 3 recaps of 3 movies each. So this one is just the first 3 from May. But before we get there, I'm Jess, your host, and I have Kaycee with me today.
Hello, friends.
Yes, welcome back, Kaycee.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
And yeah, so like I said, we're doing 3 movies. We're doing Aloha with Love, Yellowstone Romance, and The Nature of Romance. Yes. Not to be confused with a Hallmark movie with a very similar title and similar theme or plot, which I think was called The Nature of Love.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Pretty sure.
I don't know. I've just been watching Up, so don't ask me any trivia on Hallmark because...
Well, this one was from last year. I'm going to look it up really quick because I'm pretty sure the nature.
Yeah, still would not know.
Yeah, it was called The Nature of Love, or and it was originally going to be called Love and Glamping, but they ended up calling The Nature of Love. So not to be confused with that movie with a very similar title and similar plot line. But anyway, let's jump into our first one, which was Aloha with Love. And this one is about Gemma, a big city architect who flies to Hawaii to handle the estate of her late aunt. But at her aunt's request, she must first renovate the house. And this one stars Tiffany Smith and Trevor Donovan. So, yeah, have you seen Tiffany Smith in anything? This is my first time seeing her.
No, but when I saw her face, my first thought was, hold on a second. And this is me seeing this at first glance, not even like actually studying. I got the email saying that this movie was a thing we're recapping. I recognized Trevor Donovan right away.
Of course.
But at first glance, I'm like, how did Up score Meghan Markle?
I kind of feel like these 3 movies were like the movies where everyone kind of had like a doppelganger in a way. And I'll get there. I didn't know I noticed anything with her, but the next 2 movies, I felt like each female lead reminded me of another Hallmark star. And I'll say when we get there.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, this one definitely had this one took me back because I'm like, wait, this was filmed like this year. Then I looked and I saw Tiffany Smith. So of course I looked her up. And it turns out that she does portray Meghan Markle in Lifetime's forthcoming movie, Harry and Meghan Becoming Royal, which debuted in 2019.
Well, see, you were that far off then.
I was not that far off.
You were there. She is basically a doppelganger for her then.
100%.
They're double.
100%.
Yeah, but anyway, so like the summary said, we have Gemma. And she has her dear Auntie Lonnie, who unfortunately passes away. And her auntie leaves her and her sister Sarah this nice estate. And if she wants to sell it, she needs to fix it up first, because I believe she was some type of architect. It's actually kind of the beginning intro where she's like doing this pitch and then it falls through. And her boyfriend at the time was a total jerk about it. Yeah. How did you feel about Darren, the boyfriend?
Oh, Darren. Oh, Darren. Oh, he gave me some narcissist vibes. As soon as he walked in, I was like, oh, he's a bro.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's the type of boyfriend in the Hallmark Uptv movie world where they're more interested in the professional benefits of the relationship more than they are at the romantic aspects of the relationship.
Yeah, 100%. And the fact that they had dated so long, I was like, Gemma, run.
And she did, thankfully, very early on. He was like, let's slow things down. And she's like, no, we're going to end it.
Yeah, good for her. She dropped that mic. And I said, yes, girl. Yes.
Yeah, so he is out of the picture fairly quickly, thank goodness. And so she ends up going to Hawaii, where her aunt lived, and unbeknownst to her, her aunt has already made some plans here. She's already got the contractor for this reno already picked out because her aunt is matchmaking from the beyond. She sets up Ben to be the contractor, and lo and behold, Gemma and Ben have passed.
What? But before we get to the past, one thing we have to say is Gemma goes home because her aunt has passed away very suddenly. I think it was a heart attack, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was a heart attack. She had talked to her that day, the same day that she and Darren broke up. Auntie Lonnie gives her some like snippets, nuggets of advice. And then that same day or within the next 24 hours, her sister calls and says that Auntie Lonnie has passed. And that's why she ends up going to Hawaii, because I don't think she was going to go to Hawaii.
No, I don't believe so.
Anyways, I think that's like a super key moment, because that definitely set the stage. Like that set the mood for the entire movie for me. Like what about you? Like did Auntie Lonnie's passing and that storyline just kind of dampen the mood a little bit for you, or did it kind of?
I definitely don't think I quite expected it, at least not quite so suddenly in the beginning. You know, it happens within the first 7 minutes of the film.
Oh yeah.
So
it was it definitely was very emotional, I would say. Like this I wouldn't say this was your typical like rom-com where it's just all ha 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 cheesy laughter all the time, but this one had a little more depth to it, and I was kind of like, okay, I can see that, you know. She has to have a reason to go home. But anyways, wanted to share that about Auntie Lonnie's passing before we go to the fun stuff.
Yes.
Which is Ben and Gemma.
Let the fun begin, because these two, you know, agree to work on this the house together. The house is in quite disrepair, but they kind of clash because he has more of this artistic vision of how he would like to do the reno, and she's like, I just need it done so I can get out of here.
Yes, she's done.
She just wants it out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, I mean, you can't help sparks flying when you see Trevor Jonathan shirtless. But you know,
I know. I mean, that kind of came out of left field. Yeah.
There were a lot of shirtless men in these three movies. I'm just saying.
That is very true. Actually, now that I think about it, that is the running theme, and maybe it's just going with the summer of things heating up. I don't know.
I guess so.
But yeah, interestingly enough, so, well, let me back up a little bit. So this movie, I sort of held two opinions about it. On one hand, I did enjoy the some parts where I felt like they had a bit of depth to these characters, but at the same time, I also felt like this movie laid a little heavy on the cheese factor. For me, like,
really? Tell us why, Jess.
Falling into his arms in the beginning, or him. Your
favorite line. Actually, this is Jess's favorite moment.
Guys, you know I'm not a traditional romantic, so when he kissed her finger after she it,
her boo-boo,
I couldn't. I am so sorry. Maybe some people find that sort of thing romantic or attractive. It just makes me feel like it portrays her as a child, and I don't think that is what we want our leading lady to appear as. We like our strong, independent women.
That's very fair. In full transparency, I was mopping my floors when I was watching this movie, so my eyes were going up and down, you know, mop, 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 because I'm listening, and then I'd look, etc. And when she asked him to, and I quote, kiss my boo-boo, I was like, did my children just change the channel here? Because they were in the room. And then I was like, I popped my head into the living room, and I'm like, no, we're still on Aloha with Love. And yeah, she really just said that, and not sure how I feel about this right now, because this is weird.
Yeah.
That was my only weird thing. Like out of the entire movie, like everything else was really lovely. but that was the one thing that just kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah, let's go back to the editing room and cut that scene out, because then they follow it with this, in my opinion, amazing scene where they're on the beach and they have the dance and there's this really nice build up to their kiss. And I thought that one was so well done. I'm like, okay, this is where it's at. This right here. This is where I feel the chemistry. I mean, this is, yeah, let's keep this type of stuff and get rid of the boo-boo.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I had some mixed feelings. So I felt like there was some points where they had it, hit the nail on the head, and then others were like, let's rethink this choice.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the major conflict, aside from them bantering about how to go about this reno, is that Darren comes back into the picture, because why wouldn't he? And he has, this person who's interested, and now they're talking about doing I think it's a condo development with the property, which would mean, I believe, that the house would get, torn down in the process, which means everything they're doing is kind of for nothing. And she's thinking more of the financial aspect of it for her family, whereas Ben is like, no, like, look what we've done, look what we're accomplishing, look at the life we're putting back into this home. So that's sort of their big conflict.
Yeah. And I get it, because Gemma's family was a little stretched for money, and her sister wanted to open the coffee shop or barista
bakery type thing.
something. Yeah. And like they could do a lot with it. But at the same time, like, I'm a sentimental type of person. I wouldn't want to tear down the house that my aunt, who I loved and adored, I wouldn't want to tear down her house, at least not like right away. So that was a little like, oh gosh, what are y'all thinking? I mean, I get it, but at the same time, this is Auntie Lonnie's place.
Right. And the thing is too, is her intention was to sell it from the beginning, just not necessarily as a condo development.
Yeah. And we don't need any more commercial real estate in beautiful places.
Right. Plus her family's there, her sister's there, her dad's there. Like, why would you want to just fix it up, sell it, and leave? But anyway.
Right.
But she does end up staying, of course. She ends up saying no to the deal and all of that. And all is well. And then she is able to use the money from selling her own condo from the city to buy the bakery for her sister.
Yeah.
Just so sweet. Like, someone buy me like a bakery. That would be great.
Right.
My sister, if she's listening.
Jess's sister, buy her a bakery.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That wraps up that movie.
And they lived happily ever after.
They sure do.
Aloha.
All right. Any last overall thoughts before we move on to our rating?
No, I mean, I thought this movie was really sweet. I like the writing. I like the pacing of it. I like the chemistry between Gemma and Ben. It was a little heavier. That is the one thing. It's not one of the ones that you want to go into it laughing and like having a jovial time. I would say this is maybe more of a drama than a rom-com, just because the death of Auntie Lonnie, it was very beautifully done. And like her storyline was beautifully done. The family and them dealing with the grief was lovely. I mean, beautifully done as like the acting and everything. But it's definitely one of the ones where I feel like I don't know if I would watch it again unless I was in kind of a mood. Not to say like I would never watch it again. It's just not something I would naturally like pop on my TV for a good time,
Right.
And I feel like maybe like this would be a good one for like me and my mom to watch on a weekend or something, where we're kind of feeling like we want a movie, but not like nothing slapstick. It's kind of one of those movies. So yeah. Oh, and then one other thing, I loved her dad.
Yes.
Her dad was so sweet. And that actor is Branscombe Richmond. And I thought he did a fantastic job portraying the dad, or also Lonnie's brother, in the movie. So just that whole dynamic, him dealing with his grief was really well done. So bravo.
All right. And what did you end up rating it?
I would rate this like 6.75, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Again, it's just because it was I took points away because of the boo-boo. To be completely honest, because that came kind of out of nowhere because of like my mood watching this movie. It felt really out of place to me. And then just like the tone of the movie, I think it's just, you know, it was there, but the writing was well done, the acting was well done. I have no other complaints. So yeah.
Yeah, I was very similar. I gave it a 6.5. I did enjoy the parts where I felt their chemistry. I thought Trevor was really great in this particular movie, and there was some fun like montages and just things when the fun stuff was happening. But yeah, kind of like you said, there for me, some of the cheesiness, it was a little stilted in the beginning, so I do think that hurt the movie overall. But I mean, it wasn't a bad one. So I mean, 6.5 is solid middle.
Yeah, for sure.
On to our next one, which is Yellowstone Romance. And this one is, as maid of honor, Olivia plans her best friend's bridal shower at a ranch where handsome rancher Travis shows her that life and love could be great on a ranch. And this one stars Stephanie Bennett and Christopher Russell. And Postables, if you're listening, Stephanie Bennett actually played Abby in Dark of Night.
That's right. All righty.
Wait, before you start.
Yes.
Gotta say who I think she looks like.
Oh, yeah.
I think she looks stunningly like Amelia Ullerup.
Okay, 100%. Yes, in this movie, she 100% does.
Yes, like just the 100%. Way her hair was. I think they have very similar smiles. Like,
yes, and their eyes. Their eyes are very like big and bright and everything. I had the same exact thought.
So we got Meghan Markle, Amelia Ullerup. Listeners, we need to know if you're seeing these things too.
Yeah, and what's funny, right? And what's funny is like Stephanie Bennett usually doesn't look like Amelia, because we saw her in that one Uptv movie that was akin to You Got Mail. Oh, maybe I don't think you were on that recap.
I was.
Okay, that one was a fun one. You should watch it. But I think it's because her hair has been like she's done her hair differently, and her hair in that movie was a little more straight and more it was like balayage or whatever with her hair, whereas this one she's like she's blonde,
right?
Very akin to Amelia. So yeah, I definitely saw that. What I was gonna say with this this recap summary thing here. Okay, Uptv folks, y'all struggling a little bit because there was no bridal shower at the ranch. It was a bachelorette getaway.
Yeah. Sometimes these summaries do not quite match up.
Throw that in there.
But yes, it is bachelorette party for her friend Amber, who's getting married after 6 weeks of dating this guy and moving to some ranch. And Olivia is like, hold up, girl. We are city girls. What is going through your mind? You're just head over heels in love and not thinking straight, and you're going to make a big mistake. It's sort of the surface level. But as we progress more into the movie, which is one thing I really enjoyed, is we kind of see that the depth of her emotions is way much more than that of what she's feeling about her friend. And Travis has to kind of tease it out of her that it's not so much like that she thinks she's making a mistake, although that's part of it. It's that she's losing her best friend, and she's really struggling with that concept.
Yeah, and it's revealed that they've known each other since probably elementary school, I believe, because the moms met when they were younger, when they were in school, and so they forged this, really long friendship, and that's really hard, especially when your best friend is getting married and they're not just staying in the city, she's moving out to the country,
right? The real country, not like just country within the city. Like
right,
Wyoming or whatever type country. Ranch life, no heels in sight,
no, and
lots of mud and probably some poop
and lots of animals.
So yes, so Olivia plans this thing. So they're going to a dude ranch. And we learn that Travis, it was kind of his dad's idea. It's a way to help them make some more money. And Travis is just like rolling his eyes like, oh my goodness, what are we doing? This is so terrible. He calls them he called them citydiots, like city idiots. I laughed out loud at that. He was laying on the snark pretty heavily.
Yes. I mean, almost rightfully so. They didn't exactly come dressed for the country.
No, they came dressed like you would expect somebody who's used to a very sophisticated life and how they might think a country attire should be.
Yeah, it's like they dressed like they were going to Nashville.
Yeah, or like how some people dress to go to a country concert. Like
exactly.
Country concert. But not with somebody who's actually from the country would dress for work.
Right.
No skirts, no fancy boots. You're gonna be stepping in animal manure.
No. Yeah. Wear the oldest stuff you have.
Yeah. But can I just say, if there was another Travis out there, I'm available. Like, I liked him as a character, spoke to my ranch heart. I love the horses. I really liked Christopher Russell in this role. I think it really suited him well.
Oh, I loved Christopher Russell in this role. I thought he was fantastic. He really played the cold-hearted bachelor, just kind of like, oh, what are these people? What are they doing here? All right, let me show you around. Like very sarcastic and I really dug him in this one.
Yes, I agree. So also I also really liked her friend Justin when I thought he was hilarious, especially when he was talking about the horse, like that mane, let's talk about conditioner. He was cracking me up with some of his like commentary and like horses and styling and how he's like, she likes her mane done this way at the end or whatever or something.
Yeah, he was a great ad. I loved him. And actually, like Amber, the best friend, they ended up being the comic relief for the movie.
Yeah.
So that was super fun. Just some of the quick-witted comments that both of them would make was super fun.
Yeah. And so we have a few points of conflict in this movie. One is that like Olivia overhears Travis and his dad talking about needing good reviews. And it's not like a huge conflict, but I think like she's like, oh, maybe this is all just like an act. He doesn't really, there's really nothing happening or starting to happen as far as like a relationship. But slowly they grow closer. He kind of encourages her to try new things, like getting back to her painting and her art. And she starts to embrace the ranch life and getting down and working hard.
Yes, she doesn't stop for breaks anymore in the middle of trying to mend fences.
Yeah, turns out that's not a good idea. Yeah, they have some really good conversations. And by the end, I mean, they're all doing pretty well. Her friend starts to have some doubts, but by that point, Olivia is like a lot more confident in herself. And she's like, no, you got this. Go for it.
Yeah. And then they one interesting thing is they didn't just like, oh, I love you, you love me, let's get married or let's start dating, like, at the end of their stay. It's kind of like, okay, they all kind of
they actually leave. They leave for a while. But I believe when they do leave, she believes that he is interested in Kat because Olivia had been going to profess her feelings for Travis, and then she overhears basically Kat doing the same. And I actually really like this moment because a lot of the times we have scenes like this in these types of movies and somebody misinterprets something because they're overhearing, and I'm always like, why didn't you say and listen to the other person's response? Why did you just assume and walk away? But I liked this one because they saw her eavesdropping. And so it made sense that she left and obviously didn't stay to listen because they saw her. She's like, oh no, sorry, I'm leaving, you know?
Right. Yeah. Which was actually, it was nice. Like it didn't make for the whole, why did she leave without saying goodbye?
Right. But yeah, so that was really nice. And then he realizes that she is who he wants. He's not interested in Kat or anything. And he ends up going to New York, and she teaches him how to hail a cab. Although I can't say I've ever seen anyone hail a cab by like lassoing
your purse.
Maybe we should try that sometime.
Maybe that's how they get. We'll sure get a lot of attention.
Yeah, we might get some looks. I don't know. Somebody tell us if you've done that. Have you lassoed your purse or satchel around to get a cab? Oh, but yeah, so he shows up. They have their kiss, and she apparently moves out to the ranch.
Yep.
And is helping out there.
And they ride off into the sunset. And they too live happily ever after.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought, so at first I will say, I wasn't sure I was going to like this one because I felt like the three friends started a bit annoying to me. Like they almost overdid the whole city vibe on them. However, the movie did win me over by the end. I thought that Olivia and Travis were really a nice pairing. And maybe with some fine tuning, that would have been a really, really great movie. But like I said, it won me over by the end. I was interested in it. I liked all the ranch stuff. So I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Samesies.
I too gave this today.
I know. I gave this one a solid 7 out of 10. I really liked this one. There were some fun moments in it. There are lots of cheesy moments in it, but appropriately cheesy, like the rapping in the bar and how literally it was dead silent. Everybody's mouths agape and them just going like, these people are crazy. And I too would have been one of the ones saying like, these people, I have secondhand embarrassment because their rap doesn't even like go.
Yeah.
Like,
but Travis saves the day.
Yes, Travis did save the day. So way to go, Travis. I like the pacing of this movie. It was really solid. I too wasn't sure if I would like this movie just because I judged the cover. I mean, I really did. I saw Yellowstone Romance and I'm like, I'm not a cowgirl kind of movie watcher. I don't know how this is gonna go. Yeah. But I really love the chemistry between Olivia and Travis. I thought the acting was really good. The cast was great. We have what is his name? His actor name, the dad's actor name. He's John in Aurora Tea Garden. I don't know what it is. Okay, hold on. I gotta look this up. John from Aurora Tea Garden. What is his name? It's John Queensland. I think. Yes. John Queensland. He is fantastic. And so sweet. It's not listed on IMDb, which is why I was like having to search for him. But
yeah, he was great.
He was so great. Loved him. Yeah. So oh no, I'm sorry. His name is not John Queensland. That's the character in Aurora. It's Bruce Dawson.
Bruce Dawson. All right, well, we'll get it right eventually.
We're gonna get it right. Hold on. Bruce Dawson. Where are you? Bruce Dawson. Do you have a face?
I hope so.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it's Bruce Dawson. Yes. Okay. And if I didn't get that right, y'all can just DM us and just say, Kaycee, you're just off your rocker tonight. We all know who you're talking about. His name's just completely wrong. Anyways, it was lovely.
Yes.
I enjoyed them. So
yeah. Good secondary characters for sure in this one. It added a lot to the comic relief, which is a nice balance.
I agree.
All right. So looks like we're 2 for 2 on how we're rating these movies. Let's see if we agree with the third.
Hey
Hallmarkies, it's time to take a quick break to talk about something super fun. How would you like to party with your favorite celebrities from the Christmas and seasonal movies that you love so much? If you enjoy watching romantic dramas on network television and streaming services, you don't want to miss the Rama Drama live event coming soon in 2022. Spend the weekend escaping into the Rama Drama world and meeting your favorite on-screen celebrities like Trevor Donovan, Ryan Pavey, Andrew Walker, Wes Brown, Brittany Bristow, Aaron Cahill, Rob Mays, and more. These fan-focused in-person parties cater to movie lovers just like you. Make memories, leave with photos, autographs, swag, and an exceptional experience to last a lifetime. Join us in West Palm Beach, Florida, June 24th through 26th. I know that is just a few weeks away, but it is not too late to get your ticket. You can find more information on buying tickets for these events on ramadrama.com. We hope to see you there, Hallmarkies.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast,
the Heartland TV show on Up, Faith and Family.
Fans of the hit family drama Heartland know that Up, Faith and Family is the only place to stream every season of Heartland, including behind-the-scenes exclusive content.
All 15 seasons of Heartland are available and ready to binge only in Up, Faith and Family.
And if you love Heartland, then you will love the dramatic new series Mystic.
Escape into a world of mysterious adventure, mystifying secrets, and magical moments as we follow a group of horse-loving teens who are regulars at their local stables on the fictional peninsula of Calvary Point, New Zealand.
First 3 episodes of Mystic are now available to stream with a new episode every Thursday.
Go to upfaithandfamily.com/Hallmarkies today to sign up for your 14-day free trial.
That's upfaithandfamily.com/Hallmarkies. This one is called The Nature of Romance, and this one is about travel writer Jackie Sinclair, who goes luxury glamping with her best friend Annette. When she arrives at the nature reserve, she bumps into devilishly handsome park ranger Sean, who offers to be Jackie's guide in the hope that she will write an article in one of her glossy magazines. It's a bumpy ride at first, but as the pair embark on their adventure, sparks soon fly. Could this be love? And this stars real-life married couple Brant and Kimberly Daughtery.
Yeah.
The last name Daughtery.
Yeah, Daughtery.
We're sorry. Apologies if we pronounced your last name wrong. Please forgive us.
Yes.
But let's talk lookalikes. Does Kimberly remind you of someone particularly in this movie?
Oh,
If she had longer hair.
Oh, if she had
curlier, wavy.
No.
I thought she reminded me a lot of Bethany Joylands.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You know what? I feel like she could be Autumn Reeser and Bethany Joylands if they had a baby.
Yeah. See, I thought, she looked like a cross between Bethany Joylands and one of my childhood friends who you wouldn't know, but but yeah. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of these crazy likenesses. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I just pulled up her face, Kimberly's face. Yeah.
Something about it.
I could totally see Bethany Joylands.
Anyway, so we have Jackie Sinclair. She's this very, posh, very sophisticated woman, and her best friend wants to go glamping, which I don't know if I would have called that glamping. I mean, I guess I don't really know what glamping is, what most people consider glamping. I don't consider going in RV glamping, although my family usually does tents. We don't usually do an RV, but
I don't consider that glamping either. I call that RVing, camping, straight up camping,
or vamping.
Vamping. Oh, as long as we're not like vaping on the
I know, it's like this, not to be confused with vaping.
But so glamping, for like, in my opinion, here's what I picture when I hear of the terms glamping. I hear of this like really boho bougie like tent like structure that's got like the leaves and
Like in the nature of love. They had the very like tent
yeah
thing, very fancy tent.
yeah like the macrame hanging and just like all the things, and it's like you're glamour camping.
Yeah.
It's being bougie essentially.
I would consider the RV glamping if it was like, parked on like this luxury resort as opposed to a state park.
Yes.
So jury is out if we really call this glamping, but at the very least they are well comforted within their RV and they have wine. And what else do you need?
I guess not much.
Well, you
Maybe
need to
some-
level the RV.
apparently. Otherwise you're
Also have it not break down.
and yeah, make sure you don't put your your cooler outside.
Yeah.
I was a little confused by that.
I know. I'm like, how cold is it gonna get? I would not trust my food to stay cold outside unless it was dead of winter.
Yeah. Is that why they put the cooler outside? They just thought that it would stay cold?
That was my impression.
Because then what's the point in having a cooler?
I don't really know. Yeah, that was one little confusing thing.
Yeah. Because I didn't know if I missed something, but all of a sudden I see them taking the cooler out and putting it outside, and I'm like, okay. And then I realized it had stuff in it, like their food. And then my next thought was, you didn't secure it?
Yeah. Well, look, they're new to this, okay? They're from the city. They have corporate type jobs. They don't know anything about it.
Heck, I have a corporate type job. I know a little bit about something. No, but they were, I guess it's because they were glamping. So I'm sure they just assumed that like the raccoons were not going to get into their, Yeti cooler.
Yeah. But they were pretty like go with the flow about things, I thought, in spite of all that. Which I appreciated because they didn't annoy me with any of that as much as like the last movie annoyed me a little bit. In that sense that they're a little like too high maintenance. These two weren't as bad for me.
Oh yeah, no, they did take it in stride.
Yeah,
they did, and I think they expected it too.
Yeah,
like I mean, I kind of made fun of them for taking the cooler outside because who does that? But their characters, at least they weren't, freaking out over every little thing, and
right.
They just kind of like they knew. They were like, oh, we should have expected this. Like, how dumb are we?
Yeah. But before we get too much farther, let's talk about this meet cute because she literally hits the guy.
Oh, yeah.
The park ranger with the RV. That's new. I mean, I think we've had some like people getting hit as a meet cute before, but not with an RV. I think this could be a first.
I think you're right. I think this is a first. So if you have that on a bingo card somewhere,
hit with an RV. Yeah. That's a dramatic way to meet your future love of your life.
Yeah, no kidding.
But they sort of kind of hit it off in this banter like way. He is very critical of the fact that they're glamping. He knows they're out of place and this is not their scene. So they kind of have that verbal sparring from the get-go.
Yes.
Yeah. And she was very pointedly telling him how he can make improvements to the park.
Yeah, she was very direct. I mean, he did kind of call, like he kind of put it on himself because he was a bit arrogant starting off, just a little bit.
Yes, but he soon tries to get more into her good graces because he realizes she is a travel writer and he has been trying really hard to get this grant to upgrade the nature center. And he's like, well, maybe she could write an article for us. And he does ask her, like, basically point blank about, could she do this when they go on this really nice hike? Because he's also looking for this like stone for a nice present for his mom. And she's like, no, and she's very honest, which I really appreciate. She's like, that's not the kind of content that our magazines are looking for. So I really like the honesty and the directness that kind of led up to that scene. However, it did confuse me later, but I'll wait till we get there.
Okay.
I don't want to jump too far ahead. Should we talk about the shower scene?
Yeah.
Now, I will give him credit. He knocked, he called out, he went in, and her water was off. So at first he did not know she was in there. But once he realized she was in there, wouldn't he be like, I gotta get out of here?
Yeah, or why
Like,
didn't he
stand
say
and wait?
yeah, like what? At least he would have at least say something like, "Oh, I'm in here. Hold on."
Like, what if she had not wrapped a towel around herself when she
What?
stepped
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That was the other thing. There were lots of shower scenes in these movies.
Yes.
I forgot to mention this for the last recap, but the shower scene with Christopher Russell coming out.
Yes, he was in the shower. She was in the shower before him. Everyone's in the shower, like coming up to people in the shower, and I'm like, am I just like have such like a Puritan modesty that would just be like, what are you doing, you creeper?
Right.
Am I like abnormal? I don't know.
I'm with you. I would be so just like
these are friendly strangers.
Yeah, there would be some words coming out of my mouth that are not appropriate for this podcast if some stranger did not make themselves obvious in the washroom that was of the opposite sex. I would not be happy with that.
Yeah. But these are rom-coms, so we can forgive the ridiculousness maybe of how this would actually play out.
And he was doing his job. He just didn't yell loud enough that there was a man in the bathroom.
Yes.
Gotta fix the shower.
He came out and was not quite decent yet. Because that would have been really bad.
Decency.
That's more of what happens in a non-Hallmark Uptv type rom-com. Like The Proposal.
Oh, yes.
That's pretty good.
To be fair, they were engaged.
That's true. That you know what that is true. So
sleeping in the same room. Oh gosh.
But anyway, so they kind of like leave the whole writing thing aside. But he's really enjoying getting to know her on a more personal level. I appreciate that even though she wanted to be stylish, she was still like appropriately dressed when she like went on the hike and things like that in like the last movie. So I thought there was a bit more realism for that. They have this kind of cute out when they are, at the waterfall and stuff where they find the stone and the dog.
Yes, that was fun. Yeah.
And then she decides that even though she can't write the travel magazine piece that he would like, she can help by writing a grant proposal for him. And so she does that.
Yes.
And this is where the main conflict comes in. She overhears him talking to the other park ranger, Daisy, about the fact that she didn't write the article, and kind of similar to the last conflict, she thinks like maybe it was an act. Misses the part where he says it didn't matter because he's been getting, he really dislikes her as a person as well. I was with them up to this point. Okay. I want to know how you feel about this next part when he comes to her house and like she confronts him and he like tells her like, hey, no, it's not exactly what happened. Well, it is what happened, but I don't care about the fact that you're not writing the article. I was confused that she was still mad.
Yeah, I feel like this can go a couple different ways. Like usually with these types of movies, we kind of make fun of movies like this for the conflict ending like 2 seconds later. Like, how dare you? Oh, wait, I didn't say that. Oh, you didn't? Let's kiss and make up. The end. But then on the other hand, they tried doing an extended conflict like this one. And it might have been a little too long drawn out because so to be fair to Sean and Jackie like they literally met, they forged a connection like she doesn't know him. It's not
Mhm.
like she stalked his Instagram or his Facebook and just made sure he wasn't a creeper
I
or
mean,
some
he was
kind of
walking on
like,
her in the shower.
yeah, I mean, well, besides the walking in on shower, people in the showers, she couldn't get a testament of his character and who he really was because they literally just met. So I don't blame her in a sense for not really believing him, because why should she? Because she doesn't really know him. But then at the same time, like, doesn't that warrant more of a conversation? And wouldn't that warrant him trying to explain more? Like, okay, yes, it was an idea because we were really desperate for this grant because we really need to, renovate some areas. And this was actually Daisy's idea, and she will come up here and tell you herself. But I told her, what you heard is you didn't hear the end. I told her that it didn't matter because I really, really like you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that.
Yeah. I think I struggled with it because I didn't get the impression that it wasn't because she didn't believe him. I couldn't understand why I don't know. I feel like there needed to be more of a conversation because he got very emotional
Mm-hmm.
in that moment, in that scene. It was very well acted.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I needed more of a understanding of what was going through her mind.
I think she felt used.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing. I think the biggest thing is that she felt used, and she was like, she kind of put herself in a vulnerable state when she was getting to know him and all that
Mhm.
stuff. And so it's like, oh, I opened my heart up, and then this guy's just like a loser, and he's just using me so that he can use my skills to better
Mhm.
him, and I get nothing of it. So I think that was why she acted why she did.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they end up getting the grant, and then he comes back to see her, and he brings a puppy.
He brings a puppy because how can you say no to puppies?
I melted in this scene. I was like watching the TV screen. He brought a puppy. Marry him.
Did you gush?
A little bit. Like
Hey.
I don't know if you bring when you have a puppy. I mean, it was a really cute puppy.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it had a story. It had meaning. The puppy had meaning.
Yes. Yes. Well, if you want to win in good graces with Jess, or if you need to apologize to her, or you just, want to profess your love, bring her a puppy.
Puppy or kitten. Horses work too.
Oh, okay. Horses, puppies, or kittens. Boom.
Or
done.
all three. You could put have the horse with puppy riding on it with a kitten on the puppy.
Oh, there you
like
go.
A little circus.
Okay.
Well, I'm not expensive at all.
No, not at all.
The horse, puppy, and a kitten.
All right.
Anyway, they obviously everything is well. Everyone is forgiven, and yeah.
And they too lived happily ever after in the nature of romance.
All right. How did you rate this one?
I think, okay, so this one again, solid movie, solid cast, solid story. I would say, like, dare I give it maybe a 7.75 to an 8 out of 10? Perhaps. I really, really liked this one. It was really fun. Obviously the leads had amazing chemistry because they should. They're married. But I really liked them. I really liked I really liked this movie. It was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah. I agree. I think Kimberly and Brant should do more movies together because I thought this one was dynamite. I mean, it's had some stuff here and there, but honestly, when I enjoy a movie enough, that stuff doesn't matter to me as much. I really only docked it for the conflict that I didn't really understand as much. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought they had like nice chemistry. There was depth to their characters, and I love the secondary characters. I really liked his mom.
Oh yeah,
his mom. I thought she was great. So I gave it a 9. I think that might be I think this one might be the highest I've rated this year so far.
Oh, okay.
We're pretty close to it. I can't
Gotcha.
remember all the movies. It's too many. But
Mhm.
yeah, I thought this one was the winner of the pack.
Woo, way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun times.
Fun times. So yeah, that is our recap of the first 3 movies in May. And so our second recap will be the remaining 2 from May and then 1 from June. So the next one will be Harmony in Paradise, Love Under the Lemon Tree, and Our Dream Wedding. So be sure to be on the lookout for that one. And also be sure to leave us all your ratings and reviews. Be sure to comment. Tell us how you felt about these movies. Tell us if you agreed with our lookalikes that we found in each one of these movies. Or if you saw someone completely different, then you're like,
True.
this is a twin for this person. But yeah, I thought this was actually a pretty good, solid grouping.
Yeah, I agree. This is a really solid group of movies. I honestly have no major complaints about any of them. So watch them if you haven't.
Watch them. Let us know. And Kaycee, where can people find you if they would love to connect on social media?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter, although I'm not really on Twitter all that much anymore, at Kaycee__Simpson.
Awesome. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JessBSWblog, or you can check out my website, beneathstillwaters.com, where I post a lot of book reviews and try to post my podcast stuff, although I usually get behind with uploading all the stuff. But if not, just go to Hallmarkies on YouTube. And be sure to be following the Hallmarkies podcast across all social media, including iTunes and YouTube. Hallmarkies Pod or Hallmarkies Podcast is usually the handle, depending on which social media you are looking at.
And don't forget to get your tickets to the exciting event Rama Drama to West Palm Beach, June 24th through 26th, where you can meet lots of different rom-com stars,
including Trevor Donovan from this month's movie.
I thought you were going to say including us, but okay.
And including Kaycee and I. We will also be there. I know everyone got their tickets because they wanted to meet Kaycee and I, not because they wanted to meet Trevor Donovan.
No, nobody wanted to meet Trevor Donovan that has abs. I mean, it's okay.
Just kidding, Trevor. We love you. We will try to get our picture with you or something.
Yeah, come talk to us, Trevor.
Yeah, you can come hang out with us and Trevor. So it is the complete package deal. You can't go wrong.
You cannot go wrong.
So get your tickets. Come meet us. Come meet Trevor. Come meet a bunch of other awesome stars from Hallmark, Uptv, Lifetime. I'm sure.
Yeah, Lifetime.
It's gonna be a fun time.
For sure.
Get on the summer vibes.
Yes.
Hopefully, no one walking on anyone in the shower.
And on that note, we will see you next time or at Rama Drama.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.